She is an award-winning author of over 20 works of fiction and nonfiction, and her many books include the novels The Wide Circumference of Love, After, and the memoirs Migrations of the Heart, Saving Our Sons, and Don't Play in the Sun. How we need to re-language how we show up in the world, that we've been given the burden of carrying titles, responsibilities, labels that are not ours to carry, that are not ours to even consider carrying, but because of our community, how we're raised, and how we're treated, we tend to take on that burden, seem to feel that we have to wear that cape.
I went to my doctor, had an MRI, and found out that sometime in the distant past, I had had 2 silent strokes.
Wow.
That is, strokes that are very quick, fast. You may not even know that you've had a stroke, but it does kill brain cells.
Self-care is healthcare. It is, and it has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. And you have to figure out what that means to you, because for everybody it's different.
Setting boundaries was the biggest thing. The ability to say no to others and yes to ourselves, so that more and more of us are beginning to see that we can ask for help. But in my conversations with women, with Black women, the big sticking point is always, how do I say no? I can't do that. I don't want to do that. And that's a skill that is learned over a lifetime. If I was to be asked one thing that I think it's most important for Black women to do, I would say set boundaries. Because if you set boundaries, you're going to protect yourself in all ways. One of my good friends is a very, very, very high profile, a woman of achievement. And she told me that a couple of years ago, she was doing a program online where she interviews other high achieving super Black women. And this woman had survived breast cancer. And during the interview, in her mind, she remembered that she had not had a breast exam in 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
After the interview, she made an appointment, and she had breast cancer.
Wow.
She had early breast cancer.
This radical revolution of Black women standing up and standing for themselves and saying, I'm here, I'm important, me, right here, right now. I have all of this beauty, this brilliance, these gifts to share, but I have to be whole in order to do that.
What really people gives them a brain headache is when I say, love yourself first, love yourself before anybody else.
You cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And we become depleted oftentimes when we put all the things ahead.
And as I alluded to in when I was talking about my parents, their early deaths, I began these practices which were really foundational, and they helped me not just in my physical body, but in my writing, in being a mother, being a wife. And the first one is loving yourself. A lot of women may be afraid of being alone, because when they're alone, all their demons come up, and they don't know how to deal with that. So they stay busy, because being busy, they can fight the demons. So loving yourself is the hardest thing, but it's the most necessary thing.
Black women just aren't safe. So we can't, we can't do the things that some individuals say we need to do in order to move to that next level. Determine our own language of how to navigate those spaces and create that circle of safety, that circle of confidence, that circle of where I know that I can show up with my authentic self. Someone takes the step, the brave step to say something that's on their heart that they are not sure how it's going to be received, without exception, somebody else raises their hand and says, "That's me. I am so glad you said that because I thought I was alone." I know that our time is coming to an end, and I have enjoyed our conversation very
Definitely.
much. I want to ask you if you could tell the women that are listening to you right now one thing that you believe would be revolutionary for their lives, what would it be?
Do something for you. Do something just for you because it makes you feel good.
I tell folks, tap into that inner child.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, what would make that little girl happy? Just allow her to giggle and be
Mhm.
pleased with herself.